A lone Viking warrior kneels beside a dying fire as an ice-cold wind sweeps across the barren landscape. Rain freezes on his beard, mixing with blood from a fresh wound on his arm. A voice whispers, "What would you do if you learned your bloodline was cursed? If it meant sacrificing everything you ever loved?" Then in a low growl, "There is a way to end this bloodline forever." Suddenly the fires are extinguished by a force unseen, plunging the Viking into darkness as he cries out. A shadow looms over him. "What have I become?" And then, "Why won't you join me?" Above, the northern lights flash across the night sky as a full moon hangs heavy in the clouds. Soon, an ethereal glow envelops the man, transforming him completely. He shrieks as his bones crack and reshape, fur and claws erupting through his skin. And with a final heart-wrenching howl, he is reborn as the last Viking werewolf, banished from his village and doomed to an eternity of killing. That is, until now. For there is a way to break any curse, even the ancient ones, with enough time and effort. Our story begins with Arnleif, a young Viking warrior renowned throughout the north for his strength and skill in battle. But despite his many accolades, Arnleif feels empty inside. His days are filled with meaningless raids and petty squabbles between jarls. He longs for a greater purpose. One fateful day, Arnleif receives a mysterious letter from an unknown sender inviting him to a secluded monastery deep within the forest. Intrigued, he sets out on a journey to discover the truth behind the invitation. But little does he know, this will be the greatest battle he'll ever face. As the sun dips below the horizon, Arno finds himself at the edge of a dark and ominous forest. The trees are gnarled and twisted, their branches reaching out like clawing hands. The invitation mentioned nothing about the forest, only to follow the path of the white deer. But Arno sees no sign of any deer. The forest is silent except for the sound of his own breathing. As he steps into the shadows, suddenly a white deer bounds across his path. Startled, Arnleif lets out a yell and unsheathes his sword. But the deer merely stares at him with intelligent eyes before vanishing into the underbrush. Confused and unnerved, Arnold follows. After what seems like hours, Arnold comes across a clearing, and in the center stands a weathered stone monolith. Inscribed on its surface is an ancient rune that glows faintly. As he reaches out to touch it, the forest around him fades away, and he finds himself transported to a lush green meadow bathed in sunlight. In the distance, Arnleif can see a sprawling monastery, seemingly untouched by time. Overwhelmed with emotion, Arnleif collapses to his knees, tears streaming down his face. But when he looks up, he sees the faces of his family and friends frozen in eternal torment, trapped within the walls of the monastery. A monk dressed in crimson robes approaches Arnleif and reveals the terrible truth. The monastery is cursed and those inside are doomed to suffer for eternity. Arnleif learns that he is the descendant of a powerful sorcerer who made a pact with an ancient god, granting him immortality in exchange for the souls of his loved ones. But after betraying the god, the curse was cast upon his bloodline, dooming them to an existence of pain and suffering. And as the centuries passed, each generation was forced to choose between breaking the curse and losing their humanity, or continuing the cycle of violence and despair. But Arno is determined to end the curse once and for all. He trains relentlessly, honing his skills and learning the secrets of the monastery. With each passing day, he becomes stronger and more resolute in his determination to break the curse. But as the time of the final battle approaches, Arno begins to feel the weight of his destiny crushing him. Torn between his humanity and his curse, he seeks guidance from an old hermit rumored to possess great wisdom. The hermit reveals that the key to breaking the curse lies within Arno himself, but to unlock its power, he must embrace his inner darkness. With newfound resolve, Arno confronts his destiny head-on, facing the horrors of his past and the darkness within himself. In a climactic battle, he confronts the embodiment of the curse, a monstrous creature born from the pain and suffering of his ancestors. The beast attacks with ferocious strength, but Arnleif fights back with every ounce of strength he possesses. As the battle rages, Arno is injured and weakened, but he refuses to give up. Using the last of his strength, he unleashes the power within him, breaking the curse and banishing the monster. As peace finally descends upon the land, Arno collapses, mortally wounded, but he is content knowing that he has broken the curse and freed his ancestors from their torment. However, as the story ends, a sense of unease lingers in the air. Though the curse has been broken, there is still a feeling that something evil stirs in the shadows, waiting for its chance to return. With the curse now broken, Arnli is free to live out the remainder of his days in peace. But as the villagers gather to celebrate, a sense of foreboding hangs over the festivities. Whispers spread of strange occurrences in the nearby forest, of shadowy figures lurking just beyond the trees. Arno, haunted by visions of the creature he had banished, fears that the curse may not be over yet. Determined to uncover the truth, he sets out into the forest, accompanied by a small group of brave villagers. But as they venture deeper into the woods, the forest seems to come alive, the trees twisting and contorting as if in torment. The ground trembles beneath their feet, and the air grows thick with a palpable sense of dread. Then suddenly, from the depths of the forest, a blood-curdling roar echoes, sending chills down their spines. They press on, their determination growing with each step. As they reach the source of the commotion, they find an ancient altar overgrown with vines and moss. Etched into its surface are chilling images of sacrifice and torment, hinting at the dark rituals that once took place here. As Arno stands before the altar, he feels an overwhelming sense of power and darkness emanating from within. And it's then that he realizes the curse may not have been broken after all. For deep within the forest, something ancient and evil stirs, waiting for the opportunity to rise again. Realizing the danger that still lurks in the forest, Arno and the villagers work together to protect their homes. They fortify the village, preparing for the inevitable return of the curse. But as the darkness grows, so does the fear among the villagers. Some begin to lose hope, believing that the curse is too powerful to be defeated. But Arno refuses to give in. He trains tirelessly, honing his skills and rallying the villagers to stand against the encroaching darkness. The final battle is upon them. From the depths of the forest emerges the embodiment of the curse, more powerful than ever before. With a deafening roar, it attacks the village, causing widespread destruction and terror. Arno, leading the charge, fights valiantly, but the creature seems unstoppable. As the battle rages, Arno is wounded, but he refuses to yield. Drawing upon his inner strength, he unleashes a powerful attack, weakening the creature. Seizing the opportunity, the villagers unite and drive the creature back into the forest. But as Arno watches it disappear, he knows that the fight is far from over. He vows to continue the battle, to protect his home and loved ones from the darkness that threatens to consume them. The creature, driven back but not defeated, retreats to regroup and plan its next move. Meanwhile, Arno gathers the remaining villagers, sharing stories of bravery and sacrifice to keep their spirits high. Together, they prepare for the creature's inevitable return, determined to stand their ground and fight for their very survival. As the night wears on, the tension builds and the villagers wait anxiously for the dawn. With the first rays of sunlight, the creature is banished, allowing peace to return to the village. But as Arno surveys the damage, he knows that the battle has taken a heavy toll. Despite the destruction, the villagers begin to rebuild their lives, drawing strength from their shared resilience. Arno, forever changed by the experience, continues to train, ready to face whatever challenges may lie ahead. For though the immediate threat has passed, he senses that the battle against the darkness is far from over. Though the creature has been banished, the curse still lingers, a constant reminder of the evil that lies dormant, waiting for its chance to awaken once more. If you enjoyed this cinematic AI video, stay tuned for more content like this. Now comment your city, and let's see how quickly the curse awakens there.